So could you tell me how, basically how you started on your music journey?
Basically, so I must have been like 11 or maybe 10. All my cousins and stuff, they were learning how to play piano.
Yeah.
And I was the youngest out of everyone, so I was just like, I'm just going to copy them because that's what, when you're the little one, that's all you want to do. So we all learned how to play loads of different songs, just loads of like pop songs. And then I was like, maybe I should try singing along with it just to see how it sounds. And I ended up being able to hold a tune. So I was like, maybe I can sing. And that's pretty much how I got started. I started writing my own stuff, just performing in high school and stuff. Like, it wasn't anything too major. I was in a band for a little bit when I was like 14, 15, and we did a few gigs like in Otley, which is just outside of Leeds. And and then came to university, and that's where I learnt to, I guess, finesse my music skills.
Fair enough, man. How have you ever experimented with genres at all?
Yeah, definitely. I think that over the time that I've been doing music, I've learned to change the genre and just kind of just see what my sound is and then be able to develop that sound. So I used to do quite a lot of pop stuff. I've been on a couple like tracks that are more like dubsteppy and a couple that are a bit more house. My recital last year in university, I did a song by Deep Purple, which is a bit more like rock, kind of blues. But R&B is like the one genre that keeps kind of coming back to me. So yeah, done a few different things, and I'm still trying to find my sound, but definitely I've changed it up a few times, even if it's just for one song. Yeah. Definitely changed it up a couple of times.
And do you feel more confident with the music than you did years ago? Because I know some people, it can go the other way, like they'll feel less confident as they sort of progress through the journey.
I think I'm actually more confident now. Some of the stuff that I made a few years ago, I'm like, why the hell did I make that? But no, I think that now I feel way more confident with the stuff that I'm making, and it's that my production and stuff I think is improved a lot, and just the music that I make now, I'm more comfortable putting it out there, and I'm like, yeah, I want people to hear this.
And in terms of when you're performing shows or recording videos, what sort of ratio do you have between like covers and original songs?
Well, it used to be way more covers. Like I performed at just like a festival that was put on in Huddersfield by some people from the student union, and I did maybe like 7 covers and just 1 original. So I used to not do too many originals, but over the course of the last 2 years, I've had more originals in my set list than covers now. As for YouTube videos, most of those are just covers, and there's a few originals on there as well. But majority covers on YouTube, but I'm trying to have more originals in my set list, because obviously you want people to hear your sound, not someone else's.
How do you receive inspiration from, like, for your music? Is there a particular way?
Not really. I take inspiration from anything. I think if you find something that you're passionate about, or something that you have strong feelings about, which can be anything. It doesn't have to be a person. It doesn't have to be anything in particular. It doesn't really have to be a topic. Just something that you are passionate about, and be able to take that, and then for me, I just add a bunch of metaphors. I think the one thing that I always end up writing about is like summer and just like good weather, and I'll take that metaphor and apply it to either love or just a feeling or something. And so kind of anything. I don't have a particular technique for writing. I just go with what I feel and hope that it turns out all right. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't matter.
In terms of your original songs, would you say that most of the lyrics and the meaning behind them are derived from the inspiration that you take from elsewhere, or is it some of it more personal?
I think it's kind of a combination of both. A lot of the songs I write are about my personal feelings towards a situation or a person or whatever, but sometimes I'll just take something completely random and just run with it and see what happens. It really depends, but I do think that they're becoming more personal than they used to be, because when I started writing music I was like 14. I hadn't really experienced anything, but the older I get and the more I experience life, the more I think the songs are becoming about my own personal experience.
Do you feel that as you've grown up, since, because you said you've been doing music for quite a while now, do you feel like the themes and the topics within your songs are more mature now?
Yeah, I think so, and there's still more room for them to become more mature. Like, I think I haven't stopped developing as an artist. Like, I'm not that old yet. I'm only 21, so I think that I'm still learning and still maturing, but I definitely do think the themes have changed from things that are not even childish, but just more naive, and now have become a little bit more, I guess, mature would be the word I would use.
And is there any major influences in your life? It doesn't have to be like a famous musician, it could just be a person in your life that inspired you to create music.
There's a few people. I mean, my parents definitely inspired me, just for the simple fact that they always encouraged me to do whatever I felt was best for me, and they've been able to give me so much, and I just want to be able to make them proud. And then aside from that, like, some of the people that I've worked with at university in particular have really helped me finesse my skills as a musician, both in production and songwriting and performing. And so I think just some of my friends have been really, really great, and have just inspired me to keep on doing music. So yeah.
I saw that you did an interview and a video with Leeds TV as well. Have you had any other outlets like reaching out to you? And
a few here and there. I've definitely I've had a producer message me in the last couple of weeks, just asking if he wants to do a few songs. My sister, she has a company called Urban Soul, which is like a production company that just showcases like young talent, young moguls, and just artists, poets. And obviously, because she's my sister, like, I've been on her platform a few times, and I've worked with her and worked for her as well. And just a couple of other small things in Huddersfield. But yeah, hopefully more opportunities will come, the more interviews and the more things I do. So.
And what's the plan for after you've left university? Is it just full-time, try and go into the music industry all out, or are you going to try and do it side of other things as well?
I'd love to say that I know what's going to happen. I know my goal is to move to Manchester. I think Huddersfield has been like a stepping stone in between Leeds and Manchester. So I would love to be able to move to Manchester and just check out the music scene there. I know a few people who are producing in Manchester, be able to work with them. And just see what I can do. I really don't mind what I'm doing as long as I'm singing. Like, I don't really even mind like vocal tutoring. I don't mind backing vocals or session singing. Of course, releasing my own music is kind of the dream, so I'm just going to work towards that and see what happens.